The Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
We're back here on the Coaches Show. Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Show. And this segment brought to you by Las Casas Feed Supply, locally owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young, specializing in animal feeds, premium pet foods, farm supplies, and more. Time to talk about the Rockvale Rockets. The head coach, Wendell Ingram, is here with us this morning. Coach Ingram, pretty good win for you last night against the Patriots.
Yes, sir. Tough team. I know they was hungry for a W. I know every game they've been playing here recently, they've been in them, and they scared us a whole lot when we were watching them on film. They're getting better and better every game, and you want to stay away from those type of teams when it's get time to tournament as much as possible. Yeah,
he was saying that it's been single digits, all of their losses here in the district, which is kind of a testament to this district. I really feel like from 1 to 5, everybody is better this year.
They are. You still got Blackman looking over the fence at everybody else, but it's how you start gelling in February when those pieces start getting put together in the right way. You want to make sure you're healthy. I know a lot of teams right now, after talking with a lot of coaches, you're shortening your practices now because you got a lot of illnesses going around. You try to stay away from the snow, but right now you got a lot of germs that's coming into the locker room that you got to also be careful on. That's what we ran into last night. We had, Amari Dewberry, who was out the last 2 days battling sickness, and he tried to come back last night, and you could tell he had a lot of issues with breathing, so we had to monitor his minutes, and you got to ask for other guys to step up.
I always find it interesting, all of the things that a coach has to manage. You're managing sickness, minutes, injuries, putting a game plan together, offense, defense. I mean, it's a lot with not a lot of time. And it's not like football. You've got a whole week to prepare for one game.
It's tough. You play on a Tuesday night and you come back to school the next day and you start looking in the cafeteria for your athletes and you hear people come and say, hey, he's not here today, he's sick. Or, hey, he's not here, he's going to TOA because he got hurt last night. And you're like, man, well, let me scratch this name off. Let me do this. You change up a lot of your practices. And then on top of that, this week we had homecoming week. So you gotta put on that big smile and have school spirit, but deep down, hey, we got business to take care of as well.
Yeah. Well, this district, there's a two-way tie for second, and the team that's in fourth right now is only a game behind, and they've had some quality wins even over some of the teams above. So it's the wild, wild west here in District 8.
It is, but you know what? This is the fun part. Ours might well be called February Madness, where colleges has March Madness.
Yeah.
And man, it's gonna be tough. But I tell my team, for any team in our district to get the championship, they got to come through Rockvale in more ways than one. We're going to have it at Rockvale. We're hopefully it's going to start gelling here pretty soon. We don't play on Tuesday night. That gives us a little bit more time to get healthy, rest a little bit more, and be ready for next Friday night.
Well, it's so interesting to look at it. Like these next 2 weeks, somebody in the district could easily be the Rockvale Rockets, gets hot, and that's the momentum that carries them into the postseason, and that's maybe the horse that could have a chance to even get to the Murphy Center.
Man, I hope so. I don't keep no rabbit foot or nothing like that in my pocket because I'm scared of animals. But man, if I need to go get a fake one or something, I do it. I tell our boys all the time the story about Blackman, finishing fifth.
It was 2 years
ago.
Yeah.
And they got hot at the right time, and they made it all the way to the Murphy Center. And so I tell them that story over and over. And our guys believe. We believe right now. And to play your first 3 district games on the road, and now you can breathe a little bit. You get your home crowd behind you. Last night our student section was outstanding. I mean, it was packed. nice environment. That's what we need. We need all of that right now. And we got Siegel next Friday, Blackman the following Tuesday, and then we go to Riverdale. Our goal right now is, we need those wins. We need those wins to where we can sit in the driver's seat and take a deep breath. But like you said, whoever you play first round or second round, they can get you on those nights, because this district this year is up for grabs.
Well, last night you had four in double figures, which is that's good to have.
That is, and that's what scares a lot of teams when I talk to them. Coach Phillips over at Blackman, he's like, man, you got multiple kids in double digits, averaging double-digit points. And, we went into that season with that mind frame. We never go into a season saying, okay, we need him to win this game or else. We need all 11 every night. And the crazy part about it is we dressed 11 last night and all 11 played, and the game was close. So I haven't changed anything on the way that we sub and do anything like that, because all 11 players are important right now. All 11.
You've scored 70 and 64 in this last week, and the pace of the game, the style of play, if you can dictate that, that's kind of you want to be up and down the floor, right?
Yes. So from the time we tip the ball, we have a hand signal that means turbo, let's go. We got to go. And that has a lot to do with what we did in August and September. We ran the track, we ran the bleachers. We're going to run, and we're at home now. So fans, they don't pay $7 to go out here and watch you bunny hop up and down the floor. They want to see excitement. And like I said, with us playing so many players, it falls back into our laps to where we can just get up and down the court. Now, it's going to be some times where we do need to say, hey, let's slow it down, and the guys doesn't know how to react to that because they're used to being able to go up and down the court. When we wasn't able to go up and down the court, we was scoring 40 and 50 points, and we was losing those games. So the first district game, we scored 83 against Oakland. We win. We scored 41 against Siegel. We lose. We scored 38 against Blackman. We lost. We scored, I think, 46 against Eagle when we lost. Now we score 64 against Riverdale, we win. We score 70 against Oakland, we win. So that's what we need to get back to. Scoring our points. Beginning of the season, we were scoring 60 and 70 and 80 points. Scored 101 against Clarksville. We have to play fast because we have the bench that can keep the rotation going.
Well, that was kind of my setup for the second part of that question. When you play teams like a Blackman, they definitely want to slow it down, and they want to slow you down and be able to rely on their bigs to be able to weigh you down a little bit. But we was a little shell shocked because they actually said when we played them, we can play fast as well. And it kind of backfired on us a little bit. So we're gonna make some adjustments and see what we can do, because Rockvale style, our mascot is the Rockets. The Rockets don't crawl, they fly. So I don't know, it sounds a little cheesy, but that's the only way I can put it. Yeah, well, no, I mean it makes sense, and that's really when your guys seem most comfortable, and to be able to play at that speed and make good decisions is not an easy thing. I mean, you may have some teams that want to run and gun, but it's almost like the decision-making process leads to a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, and you got some teams that do want to run up and down with you, but most of the time when it's time for them to make a substitution, they don't have that player that can come in there and keep it going. With us, when we go and sub, our next five can start somewhere else in this county if they really wanted to. And that's hats off to our coaching staff, to our players that bought in and things like that. So it's just how we can keep this thing going. This is February 1st today. I felt like January was 7 weeks long. Yeah. So this is our month right here. We have to be able to come out here and make things happen and keep it going, because if not, man, I told myself I'm not going to go and watch nobody else play if we get eliminated. I promise you, I'll take up someone or go and get something. I'm not going to watch nobody else play.
Well, we don't want to see your product and so you better keep playing.
No.
Wendell Ingram is the head coach of the Rockvale Rockets with us this morning. I enjoy watching your guys, but you do make it hard on the play-by-play guy, having to know 11 players and who's on the floor and all the subbing.
Yeah, and I tried to make sure I get the email in when we change the jersey number. We got some guys, man, that we're lifting weights and they're getting the shoulders are getting bigger, and so they're growing out of their jerseys. And I was like, I better let WGNS know we got some changes. But we do sub a lot, and the guys are bought in. We got seniors that's saw their playing time go down a little bit because you got a sophomore that can play, and
that challenges them too.
It does, but because the first thing I tell them, make it hard for me to take you out the game. Make it hard for me. And Ty Newton is one that last night he came out there, shot 2 threes in a row to start the game, and I made a mental note in my head I can't take him out. So when I give that look to someone and know they're fixing to come out, and then Malachi Long goes out and hit 2 baskets back to back. It's kind of like. They watch me every time they make a mistake. They look at me in the sideline, seeing what am I going to do. And again, you determine how the flow of this game goes. I don't want you to play perfect, but you better play close to it.
Yeah. When you mentioned Ty, it seems like he has such clutch buckets for you.
Ty, and that's the good thing about it is if you allow him to get going, you got a long night ahead of you because he's gonna make you pay.
Well, your schedule coming up, my phone closed on me there. You've got, let's see, Siegel? No?
Yeah, we're off Tuesday. We got
off
Siegel.
Tuesday, then Siegel.
Siegel next Friday.
Siegel and Blackman at home Friday, Tuesday, and then the next Friday, Riverdale to wrap up the regular season. So I guess you're going to have a senior night in there and all that good stuff.
We had a senior night this past Tuesday against Riverdale, but I'm pretty sure we will be the senior night for Riverdale on their Friday night game. And I told our guys, I said, these next 2 games are important because you definitely don't want to go to Riverdale with a coin toss in place like we did last year. So you gotta get one of these. You have to get one of these. You will love to have both of them to where you can go into Riverdale that following Friday with some breathing room, but you got to get one of these games. And our guys, like I said, we're calling it a revenge tour right now. And these next two teams that we got on our schedule, they gave us our 2 losses, and we're gonna have to be ready to play.
Well, big week coming up here. Rockvale Rockets. Coach, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, guys.
That's Wendell Ingram, the head coach of Rockvale. Boys basketball on the Coaches Show, brought to you by Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, family owned and operated since 1977. Get the best service with Prentice Allsup Heating and Air. Online, PrenticeAllsup.com.
What's your next dream? Paying off your credit card? Remodeling your kitchen? Whatever your dreams, they take planning. I'm State Farm Agent Dana Womack. Let's work together to come up with a plan to make those savings goals happen. Call me